Hey Survivor, welcome to episode 163 of the Vibrant Survivor podcast. Today we're talking about something that hits deeply, especially for survivors, people pleasers, and those of us who've been trained to manage other people's emotions. I'm raising my hand right now. Also, the pain that others feel when we set boundaries and the guilt that we can feel because of it. I have been reading Boundaries because last year I got in my boundary bag hot and heavy, and I just got to the section on resistance to boundaries and specifically the pain of others. And oh boy, it really hit me like a ton of bricks, because here's the deal. Setting boundaries is hard enough. Setting them when other people get mad, that's a whole nother level. But first, let's self-regulate with a 4-4-8 breathing exercise, if you'd like. And I invite you to plant your feet on the ground that's available to you. Maybe wiggle your toes, shake out your hands. And we will inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. Ready? Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you notice in your body? Grab your notebook and pen, and let's dig in. Hey Survivor, welcome to the Vibrant Survivor podcast. Do you want to disconnect from a narcissistic or toxic situation and heal? Are you Googling how to identify a narcissist, narcissistic abuse, and boundaries? Are you feeling stressed and lonely while trying to avoid being sucked back in and lied to again? Hey, I'm Lesley. As a busy wife and mom, I fell for the lies and manipulations of narcissists. I wasted my time, talents, and money on users who kept moving the goalposts. I wanted real relationships and business opportunities and to enjoy life with my family. Instead, I struggled with anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia, and I couldn't trust my body or anybody until I took a holistic approach to healing. In this podcast, you'll find tips for healthy living, trauma healing, and boundaries so that you'll have the freedom, confidence, and inner peace to respond, not react, after narcissistic abuse. Take a deep breath in, let it out slowly, and just relax. This time's for you. So I shared about how I got deep into my boundary bag last year, and it was great. I experienced a lot of great growth, and it was very empowering, and I made a lot of changes, which was awesome. We are not even one full month into the new year, and I was having a conversation recently where I was expressing feelings of just discouragement and feeling devalued, unappreciated, and things of that nature around some situations in my life. And I am intentionally working on building on all the great work that I did last year and really strengthening my boundaries in 2026. As a recovering people pleaser, that is not easy. Can you relate? And during this conversation I was having recently, I was encouraged, even cautioned, to not ruin my relationships by being too harsh in the name of boundaries and to try to find a balance. However, as my bestie often says, I had a feeling in my gold tooth. Patterns matter, your gut matters, and your healing matters. So I am choosing to trust my intuition, break cycles and unhealthy patterns, to continue my healing, and to stop worrying about who gets mad. After all, I am responsible for my behavior, emotions, and thinking, and not anyone else's. And the same would apply to you. So let's talk about why boundaries hurt others. A 2017 study found that people often experience guilt when they set boundaries, not because they're doing harm, but because their nervous systems were conditioned to prioritize the needs of others above their own. And boundary setting activates fear of loss and abandonment responses, especially in people who rely on access, control, or emotional supply. So your guilt is more of a trauma response as opposed to your moral compass. And research on narcissistic traits shows that boundaries are often interpreted as rejection, disrespect, or abandonment, which can then cause the guilt tripping, the victim narratives, and emotional pressure and re-engagement or hoovering attempts to kick in. So there's no confusion here. There's no misunderstanding. There's some entitlement disruption happening. So as far as ruining relationships is concerned, if a relationship, whether it's personal, professional, family, friends, is ruined by you having limits, needs, self-respect, standards, or heaven forbid, emotional safety, then it really wasn't a healthy relationship. It was more like access to you. And boundaries, especially healthy boundaries, don't ruin relationships. They reveal and expose them. And they actually contribute to the health of a relationship. So at the end of the day, you are not responsible for other people's discomfort, their disappointment, loneliness, anger, or their narrative about you. You are responsible for, in addition to your behavior, emotions, and thinking, your peace, your healing, your nervous system, your time, energy, and other resources, and your future. Being compassionate or having compassion shouldn't require abandoning yourself. Let's lean into healing. L, lifestyle. I encourage you to design a lifestyle that protects your peace. This includes who gets access to you, who's on your team, who's in your community, who are you surrounding yourself with, how often, what's the frequency of your interactions, how often are you exposing yourself to certain people, and how often are you exposing yourself to the right people versus the people who, trigger you or conflict oriented or, devaluing, and under what conditions? Something to think about. Your lifestyle should support your healing, not sabotage it. E, exercise. Movement, even if it's 20 minutes a day, can help to diffuse guilt, anxiety, fear of rejection, or any kind of emotional ick that you feel from setting boundaries. So even a walk, stretching, or just a session where you just shake off all the tension can help your nervous system reset. I love doing shakeout sessions with my dog. We could learn a lot from our babies in that way. I used to be a massage therapist, and I give him a pet massage, and afterwards I kind of let go and I step back and give him a minute, and then we both stand in front of a full-length mirror and just shake together. It's a lot of fun. A, attitude. Shift your internal dialogue. Try that. Instead of thinking, I'm hurting them, think, I'm honoring myself. Or instead of, I'm being harsh, how about, I'm being honest? Or instead of feeling like, I owe them access, how about, I owe myself peace? Just even little shifts and reframing those internal narratives can really make a huge difference in how you feel, how you show up, how you interact with others. And nutrition. Stabilizing your blood sugar can help to stabilize your emotions. When your body is nourished and hydrated, not just full, but really nourished, like with healing whole foods, real foods, and hydrated, you're drinking your water, you're going to be less reactive and more responsive and more thoughtful with it. You're going to be more regulated. You're going to be more capable of setting and holding boundaries without falling into guilt or just over-explaining or fawning. And pro tip, the healthiest foods in the store are around the perimeter, and especially in the produce section. If you're a gardener like me, this is my jam season, fall, winter. I am all about my gardens in the fall, winter, especially because I love leafy greens, dark leafy greens, getting in those antioxidants, the vitamins, the fiber that's going to really nourish my gut, nourish my brain. And just even going out and picking the veggies is just therapeutic. Looking at the colors, admiring the growth of the garden, being around living things, nurturing life, getting sun, the stretching that goes along with picking and pruning is amazing. So something to take into consideration. And we're enjoying making things like rainbow salads with the veggies, throwing some greens into smoothies. It's so fun, and it's very empowering. Here's some practical tools for you to put into your toolbox when you need them and if you'd like. Before engaging with others, ask yourself, one, is this relationship or is this person emotionally safe? Two, is this communication necessary? Is it helpful? Is it uplifting? Is it productive? Three, does this align with my healing? If the answer is no, then silence is an answer. Also, you might want to try a boundary script, having one on hand. For example, I care about you and I'm focusing on my healing right now. I'm not able to engage in this relationship. You can customize that in a way that's true for you, meaningful for you, that sounds like you, without justification, defense, or any kind of debate. And then just to help you to detox from any guilty feelings or any awkwardness, you can have an affirming statement on hand, even if it's just something that you just play in your mind and say to yourself that way, like, I am allowed to leave relationships that leave me depleted or drained, or fill in the blanks, whatever's true for you. But that's another thing that you can tuck into your toolbox when you need it and if you'd like. So if you felt devalued, unseen, like somebody's afterthought, emotionally drained, or responsible for keeping the peace, then your boundary isn't cruelty. It's a form of course correction. And you didn't end a relationship. You stopped a pattern, and an unhealthy pattern at that. Remember, boundaries aren't cruel. They're fuel for your renewal. Thanks for tuning in, Survivor. You are worthy of healthy relationships. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, Survivor! Are you tired of feeling exhausted, stressed, lonely, and stuck in narcissistic relationships, and you just want closure and healing? I spent years rationalizing toxic relationships and dysfunctional environments in the name of community, connection, and career. As a result, I wasted my time, talents, and money on users who kept moving the goalposts. One of the worst was an alleged murderer who discarded me after I caught him lying, stopped helping him for free, and held my boundaries. Even though I dodged a bullet, I felt depressed, ashamed, and I doubted myself. I want you to know that you don't have to suffer in silence, feel alone, or crazy anymore. Come and experience the power of creating your own closure without the permission or participation of the narcissist. I've been no contact for over 4 years now, and I've grown personally and professionally. I have more clarity, stronger boundaries. I'm building a life and business that I've always wanted and enjoying real relationships. I know you want to break patterns of getting into toxic relationships, even if you don't mean to. And it feels so good to disconnect from dysfunction, set and hold boundaries, provide closure for myself, and focus on self-care. And to empower my kids to do the same. Go to closurecoachingsession.com right now and get ready to heal after narcissistic abuse. If this podcast has helped you understand who and what you're dealing with, sharpen your discernment, and move forward on your healing journey, share it with another survivor. Help me help others by leaving a review for the show. And let's connect on social. Take a screenshot, share it in your IG stories, find and tag me at The Vibrant Survivor, and I'll share your post too. I look forward to connecting with you on IG and seeing you back here. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with, know who you are. Take care and I'll meet you back here next week. Bye-bye.